Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome to onlinepilatesclass.com. I'm Leslie Logan, and we go live every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time answering your questions. And today's question is how to stop hip clicking. So when you're doing something, exercise move, and you feel a click, it can feel really uncomfortable, even a little gross, a little weird. And you can wonder, like, what am I even doing this right? We're going to talk about all of that in just a moment. But first, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do hit the notifications button because every single Sunday we drop a new video. It's either a workout that you can do or we're answering your questions and myth busting some things about Pilates. And I really love doing that so that we can inform you so you're making the best decisions what pieces of equipment you should be buying, what exercise you should be doing, and truly helping you become the best teacher for yourself. And so hip clicking is something that I'm very familiar with. My left one loves to click the most. And what I was often told was just make a smaller range of motion, which is not exactly helpful. A smaller range of motion can absolutely solve the problem, but it doesn't actually, well, actually, it covers the symptom. It doesn't solve the problem. Like it's not actually helping you eliminate hip clicks forever. And so what you have to actually do is activate some muscles. So whenever there's a click in a hip or some people can feel it in their elbow, maybe in their shoulder. It's just letting us know that there's some instability in that joint and we have to turn on more muscles, which is super fun because it gives us information about what we need to be doing and which exercise we should be doing. So I have a TheraBand here because this is a really awesome tool for helping you get rid of a hip click, but you're still going to do some exercises that's actually strengthen the muscles. So if you look at some videos we've done, I do a lot on onlinepilatesclasses.com with work called the FAST, which is where your thigh meets your butt. And so what that is it's all the hamstrings, it's some glute med, it's some glute max, it's some inner thigh, and it's all these muscles that are not including your hip flexors, the ones on top, that help support the femur inside the socket. So with the TheraBand, I'll show you what you can do when you're having a hip click, or if you're feeling that. When you put your foot into the TheraBand and you push into it, it helps activate all these muscles, and the TheraBand pushes the femur inside of your socket, so you're not hiking up in a weird way. So then as I circle my leg, I can remove the clicking from happening, and it's teaching the muscles I need to work to turn on, right? So that way, I can eventually, hopefully someday, do these single leg circles without a hip click. Now, maybe you don't have a TheraBand at home, or maybe you don't have access to it at the time. One of the best things you can do is actually lower the leg down and draw ovals and try to stay inside the hamstring, inner thigh, and glute med, right? So this way we're not coming all the way up and getting out of a range where we can stay in these muscles. But that's just solving a hip click inside of single leg circles. It's not actually helping you not have a hip click in other things. So you want to strengthen these muscles here. Couple things you can do are holding yourself up in a shoulder bridge and doing little tiny marches. Little ones where you're actually strengthening the muscles to keep your pelvis in place and really work that fast muscle. The other thing you can do is if you've looked at our videos on a single leg circle with a magic circle, you can grab a ball or a magic circle and put it underneath the leg here so you can actually do high Gaia, do some press downs with it so that you're strengthening these muscles. If you don't have access to props, single leg kick is a really awesome exercise for getting rid of a hip click because it strengthens those muscles. So we push the feet down, pull the hip points up, and as you kick, you get a nice hamstring curl. So every time you do your single leg kicks, you're literally strengthening your fast muscles for future exercises where you might have a hip click. But instead of just changing the range of motion that you're doing when you feel a hip click or turning out more, what I would love for you to do is actually go, oh, this is my body telling me I'm not as fully connected in my muscles around my leg that I need to be. And then giving yourself homework to strengthen those exercises. Single leg kick is one of them, as I mentioned. Thigh stretch is another one. The shoulder bridge with marching is another one. All of these things we have free tutorials on here on onlinepilatesclasses.com. And as you can see, we have to work on Gaia's fast. She's 14. So if you have hip clicks and other exercises, I'd love to know in the comments below. Some people do get it in single leg stretch or even in side leg kicks. Again, probably it is because your hips are going out of alignment and your hamstring and glute are disconnected. And so you're just working off that hip flexor. But again, tell me below because I will answer your questions in the comments, and I will use them in a future live to answer your questions more specifically here, which we do every single Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific. If you're an onlinepilatesclasses.com member, however, you can actually take a video of yourself doing the exercise and get feedback from me specifically about what your body needs, which is my favorite thing to do. So if you're wanting to feel what that's like, to get someone's eyes on your practice, to have accountability, community, and support, go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube, and you can do our free we can do our trial offer that we have there, and then you can be a member and get that accountability and get that feedback. If you have any questions, put in the comments below. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.